What's going on with the Cygnus? It's your boy Coop, man. Y'all know what time it is. It's interview time. Today, got something special. I try to make sure everything is special. But to this one, to me, this one is a little special. Definitely got a lot to go on with what's going on in today's world. Want to introduce y'all to Czar. If y'all didn't already know, Czar the Deal. What's going on with you, bro?
What's going on, Coop? Glad to be with you, bro.
Indeed, I'm glad you took the time out to take this time to get with us, man. First of all, you know, like I always do with these interviews, man, I want to, you know, let everybody know who you are. So if you can give us a brief introduction of who you are, how you got your start in the game and whatnot.
Okay. I guess I'll start off by saying that, you know, I started off as an artist, a solo artist. Well, actually, I started with a group called the Scraper Boys in Northern California. We had a little run during the hyphy movement, and then, you know, as that died down, you know, I branched off and started doing, you know, my own thing as a solo artist, you know, making a little more conscious music, which is what I always wanted to do. But a lot of people probably don't even know that I got my first start, man, with a Star EX, man, in the RBGs. Back in the early 90s, I did some work with that group back then. But you know, fast forward up to today, man, I'm really into filmmaking now. You know, and anything that got to do with film. You know, music videos, short films, full feature films, and that's really where my heart is right now, and that's what I can see myself doing for a long time. I'm really into this film, and I got my director hat on right now.
That's what's up. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to do this interview. You recently was working on well, I don't know what's the proper title. Would it be a documentary? With the person got killed by the cops a while ago. And you started doing a lot of coverage for that and doing a movie for the family and things. You want to talk about that real quick and give us some insight on that?
It's something that I hadn't planned on doing. It actually ended up being a documentary, a 84-minute documentary on police brutality. It's called Crimes of Police. And, you know, I just actually was approached by a family in Stockton whose loved one had been killed by the police. Two families it happened in the same month, James Cook and Luther Brown. They both got killed by the police in the same month, weeks apart. And their families approached me because I'm pretty much, you know, the film guy in Stockton. You know, I record everything for people. So they asked me to record their funerals, you know, as a memento for the family. And I just came out of that experience, man, seeing the pain that those families went through in both of those cases where their loved ones were unarmed and killed by the police, feeling like I needed to do something to bring more attention to this epidemic, which is really what it is. So I started, I used those two families as my first two subjects in the film Crimes of Police, a documentary film. And before you know it, I had all kinds of families approaching me, but I ended up taking on 8 cases where all of the victims was unarmed, and I wanted to bring forth a documentary that dealt with the victim's perspective of police brutality, and that's what this project eventually became.
Now, I gotta ask, you know, you're doing something that's definitely in the headlines right now, a lot. Now, did you have any problems putting this together as far as the city of Stockton PD and things of that nature?
You know, when I actually finished it, I did a screening. The first screening that I did, I wanted to do it in Stockton because 4 of the 8 people that I covered in detail dealt with Stockton. You know, they were Stockton and Manteca. So I wanted to screen it here first so the people of this community could see it first. And I was actually approached, you know, and told that I shouldn't be showing the movie without the police chief seeing it first. You know, some people approached me on behalf of the police chief and said that it was disrespectful of me to even be showing this movie without them being able to critique it first or see it first. And, you know, I just felt like that was, that was a slap in the face to me, you know, because, I wasn't doing this for the police chief. I was doing it for the families. So, you know, that's kind of like the only really backlash that I had. I still say that there were some situations where I felt that some people were following me. You know, I would see some cars and then some people at the time. I was doing a lot of jogging and walking in the mornings, man, and I would just see some people that just looked suspicious, just coming from where I'm from. You know, and you know, I don't know if that was a tactic to try to intimidate me or try to get me off course, but it didn't, and I just kept going, and eventually the project ended up in several film festivals and being screened in New York, France, you know, all type of different places, because you know that subject is really a hot topic. It was a hot topic then, which was 2 years ago when I started doing it, and it's a hot topic still now today.
Right. And that's why I mentioned 2 years ago, and then now, today, it's definitely a hot topic. I know you real, this to the listeners, man, God, he's real, well, I want to say, he's involved in the community heavy, the youth, like you said, this police brutality, you know, stands up for people's rights. With all of this that's been going on, you know, Oscar Grant, the Ferguson, to the Stockton cases, to what's going on now, what happened last week, I mean, yeah, with the guy getting shot in the back. I mean, what do you think as far as change needs to happen?
I think that the first thing that needs to happen is there needs to be some accountability, which is, it looks like what we're going to see in this case, but who really knows? Because when you look at this case, this officer's been arrested and charged with murder. Meserly was arrested and charged with second-degree murder and the killing of Oscar Grant, but he's out walking free today. You know what I mean? So even though this officer got arrested, we still don't know if we're going to see the law applied to this officer like it's applied to a regular citizen. So, you know, accountability is the main thing, man, and it's going to take more people coming together with that outcry to bring more attention to it, because you never know when it's going to be a member of your family. And my opinion is it's too many people sitting on the sidelines thinking that it can't happen to them. But, you know, it's happening so prevalent now that it could be you or me next. It could be your family or my family next. So, you know, we all got to take part in that outcry, man. We all have to take part and realize that it's only a matter of time before it affects us directly. It's affecting us directly with every case that happens anyway.
Indeed. I've had a cousin that's a family member that's been killed by the police department. So, you know, and he didn't even have to go to stand for trial or anything, you know. So, yeah.
I actually, when I was 13 years old, man, there was a dude in my community where I lived in the Bay Area that was killed by the police. And I actually dedicated my film to him. His name was Patrick Lewis. He died in 85. And he was out stealing tape decks, man, with his partner. And the police got on him, and they caught him, and the police had him on his stomach. He was laying on his stomach with his hands behind his back, and the police's gun was to the back of his head, and the police say that his gun went off on accident and shot him in the head and killed him. And that dude never did a day in jail, man. But I didn't really understand how much that affected me until I did this documentary, and then I started reliving how I felt at that time, because that was, you know, a number of years ago. But, you know, that really affected me, man, you know, because I used to see dude, he was an older dude around my community, around, you know, just around the hood. And then all of a sudden he was gone, and he was gone at the hands of the police. And then they had the nerve at the time to try to charge his crime partner with the crime, because he died during the commission of them doing a felony, even though the police killed him. You know, and that was just crazy to me, man. And it all came back full circle when I did this documentary, and I really started dealing with those feelings of what I felt, and it actually it actually fueled my determination to get this project done. And now we at the point where we didn't have many distribution situations come into play, and then they fall out of play because at the end of the day, a lot of people just don't want to touch this topic when it comes to big companies. So we're gonna have to go the independent route, and it's taken us 2 years of the documentary actually being finished for us to come to that determination that we're gonna have to go the independent route because it's not politically correct.
Do you agree with? You think all cops should have as well as dashboard cameras as well as cameras on the body?
Yeah, I definitely think they should, man, because, you know, what we've seen with the Scott case, the one that just happened in Carolina, man, what he fabricated to the police department prior to the video surfacing is the same story that I've heard over and over in the cases that I dealt with. Is that he reached for his weapon he reached for my weapon, and I feared for my life. And it's thousands upon thousands of cases where that has been alleged, and I'm willing to bet if there was a camera involved, you would see that it happened, kind of like what just happened with dude in Carolina, man. You know, it's like I was looking at something this morning where they was debating on CNN about it, and they say that it's just a script that the police read from in every police shooting, that they all read from the same script when it comes to justifying why they use deadly force. You know, and it's just ridiculous, man.
Wow.
The same script that they all read from, you know. And even when you, the trailer is available on YouTube right now for Crimes of Police, but when you get an opportunity to see the film, I'm going to send you a private link, Coop, you know, so you can see it before it come out. But you'll see that with every case, he reached for something in his waistband. I saw him reaching for his waistband, or he went for my weapon. Those are the two things that the police always say when they justify killing a black man or a Latino. You know, it's just crazy, bro.
Wow, that is crazy, man. That's wild. So, when does this? I mean, are you? Is this Crimes of Police? Will this be? Like you said, it's going to be on YouTube. Is something going to release for free, or is it going to be available?
Well, the trailer is on YouTube, and right now we're in the process of doing a straight to DVD thing and video on demand. So within the next 60 days, this project will be out. You know, we waited long enough. We've been waiting on distributors and going back and forth with potential distributors, and it's just not working out, man. And I'm beginning to think that a lot of people approached us just to make us think that something was going to happen, just to waste time, man, and keep it on the shelf, you know, by having these fake negotiations with us, you know, so the project won't come out, man. But everybody is going to see this, man, within the next 60 days. It's going to be available.
Dope. That's dope. Man, so you mentioned you heavy into the film. You had a little mini series, man. You know, a YouTube mini series going on that you had. You want to go ahead and introduce us to that, man, for people who missed out on that, because it was kind of big, in my opinion, for what you did.
Yeah, it was it's a web series. We called it a web series called Knockdown, and you know, it's based on a story of a dude getting out of jail from doing hella time in prison for a murder. And he get out thinking that, you know, he served his time. But little did he know the person who he killed, son, who was a baby at the time, is a grown man now, and he want revenge for his father's death. And this dude that's getting out of jail don't know that. And, you know, I wrote the story from doing an interview, because I'm working on another documentary with Daryl Reed, which is a so-called Oakland kingpin, you know, been down for 25 years, you know, on the old crack law. And I did an interview with his sister, man, about how much love they have for each other, you know, and how much she looked up to him growing up, and all of a sudden he was taken away, and now he's been gone for 25 years. And I just came out of that interview with her, you know, inspired to write a story. And I was like, damn, what if a dude did all that time and got out and thought he did all his time, and then somebody was gunning after him, and it also, what also made me think about it was during the time I was doing time, the OGs used to say, man, there's some dudes, man, that when they marking off the days on their calendar to get out, there's somebody on the street marking off the days too, So that's how it came together. So the web series is not only based around the dude's son wanting to get revenge, but it's also the love of a brother and sister reuniting after so many years. So we did the web series. We did 8 episodes, and it became so popular and so many people liked it. And I said, you know what, man, I think I should turn this into a movie, man. And that's what we're doing now. We're shooting the movie right now, independently.
Knockdown series available on YouTube.
8 episodes right now. Yeah.
Check that out, you guys. If you haven't seen it yet, man, please see it. Like he just told you, the message is powerful, little web series, and he's turning it into a movie. How is that turning out for you right now? I mean, I know it's got to be hectic work, getting the cast, writing the story, shooting it all over.
It is, man, and like, I've never shot a movie before, man, so I'm going on, I've been on a couple little movie sets, man, and just been a student, man, and now I'm having to apply that myself, and, it's tough, man, but I'm just a really determined individual, man, so, I know at the end of the day, if we put in the work, it's going to be a good product, man, and I already got a distributor that's already waiting for it, and if it's up to standards, man, it's something that can go straight to Netflix. So we really working hard to bring forth a good product.
And you mentioned Little D. You working on something for Little D?
Yeah, well, I'm working with him on his documentary, man, and he got a film also in the works, a film about his story. And most people from the West Coast know who Little D is, man, but his story is going to be told nation and worldwide. And, he's a soldier, man. He's been down for 25 years under the old crack law. He went down when he was 19. And, he was a millionaire at the time that he went down. And he, at the end of the day, he's one of the scapegoats that they use, to push these racist crack laws, man. And, he's still trying to get out now. Hopefully he'll be home soon. But in the meantime, we're working on the documentary and the feature film on his life.
2 years you guys been working on that, right?
Yeah, because he's just a patient person, man, and he don't want to put nothing out that's rushed, and he really critiques everything that's done regarding his life. So yeah, it's been a number of years that several different people have tried to put the documentary together, but right now it's in a place where he's feeling satisfied with it, after so many years. And then they want to kind of like piggyback the actual film off of the documentary, so he in negotiation with some big wigs in Hollywood about the actual film, and Kalita Smith, the sister that played on the Bernie Mac show, she's one of the ones that's really helping him shot that film to Hollywood, the actual film. The script was written by a dude or one of the writers from Law and Order. So it got a lot of money behind it, man, and they just want to make sure that it gets what it's worth.
Mm-hmm. And there's a lot of people involved. Even I think you did a video. He's also working on the soundtrack to that, right?
Right. Correct.
Yeah.
Well, the soundtrack kind of like started early and kind of a little prematurely because we thought that the version that we had of the documentary was going to be the one, but then we ended up going through several more edits after that. So he kind of held back but he got a whole soundtrack with artists from all over the United States that submitted content. But the leading track is a track called Oakland with E40, Too Short, Get Up Mouth, and myself. That was the leading track for the soundtrack, the single. And they had that on World Star, had like the video on World Star had like 3 million views. I think y'all had it too. Sickness had it on there too, and it did really well. And it just goes to show that though this man has been gone for 25 years, people are still interested in the story.
Are you completely done with music? Are you just all film and videos now?
I'm not all the way done, man, because I got too much material that still hasn't been released. You know what I mean? I got probably one of my best songs that I ever did, man, a song called Decisions with E40 that I still haven't released that I'm still trying to work out his busy schedule to shoot the video for. And I think that's really going to be my coming back when we shoot that and release that video for that single. That's going to be my coming back. So, you've been around music a long time too, Coop. We always say, man, it's a young man's game and we done with it, man, but then it's something that always calls you back to it, man, because you love it so much. So as much as I'll be trying to say I'm done with it, man, it's calling me right now, man. It's calling me right now.
Yeah, you said Decisions. And you also did a mini movie with another web series show with the same title, right?
Yeah, I did too. I'm trying to. I got them written, but it's just, man, my schedule is so crazy, man, with all the things I'm doing. I got a youth program that I'm doing 2 days a week. So, it's just hard to try to do everything, man, and wear all of these different hats. But, yeah, Decisions is a series of short films that I've done, and that's actually something that I wanted to piggyback off the single, but I'm just still trying to work everything out with the big bro, E40, with his schedule and everything.
That's right. And you mentioned you doing something with the youth. Where are that detail?
It's called Gladiator School Youth Mentoring Program, and it's a program where myself and a few other formerly incarcerated individuals is mentoring these youth out here in Stockton. And we do it 2 days a week, 2 hours a day, where we in a classroom setting and we going over life skills and life scenarios with them, man, and hopefully, they leave out of there and apply those life skills that we're teaching them to their everyday life, which we are seeing. We're making progress already, even with the youth that we have thus far. So, yeah, it's called Gladiator School Youth Program.
So if a parent was listening to this and he's in your or she's in your area and they wanted to get their child involved with your program, how can they do so?
Well, basically, what we do is we got a Facebook page right now, Gladiator School Youth Mentoring, and all inquiries. We just sit down with the parents and assess the needs of the students, of the youth. It's youth ages 13 to 17. So we sitting down with the parents and assess their needs and seeing if we are capable of helping them. Because some kids are really advanced and and doing certain things that they require counseling that we can't offer. You know what I mean? So we just sit down and determine what it is that they need, and if we can help them, then we put them in the program. Right now, it's a 12-week at a time program, so we're not taking any more kids until May. So we got a kind of like a waiting list right now of people that want to get in for the next session. And we in week 6 right now, class 12 right now, with this first group of boys.
Nice.
So just find, just go to Gladiator School Youth Mentoring Programs on Facebook and leave us a message and we contact them. And it's right now it's in Stockton, but we're working on spreading it to other cities.
So, man, I appreciate you taking the time to get your word out, man. Before we go, Mayweather Pacquiao is coming up.
Mm-hmm.
Can I get you on record?
Man, I'm on record with Mayweather, man. I'm on record with Mayweather, man. I think that the bigger the stakes, the better he gonna be. That's just me, man. Just being a fan of boxing, I feel like he gonna do a lot more than what people think, man.
Yeah, you have it. Started Jeff Mayweather. Man, I appreciate you taking the time, like I said, giving us your insight on this police brutality thing and your web series and upcoming movies and stuff. Any last words for the listeners?
Nah, man, just keep supporting Sickness, man. Y'all been doing it for a long time, man, and I tell everybody that'll listen, man, that Sickness is the biggest West Coast hip-hop website, informational site out there, man, and more people need to support it. I tell people all the time, man, Sickness is what it is, man. And I appreciate you for always being supportive of everything I'm doing.
Yes, sir. Likewise.
Hey, what's up with y'all? This is Artie Dip on sickness.net.